And welcome back. Well, overall today was a fairly nice day. Now temperatures were slightly above average, and yeah, it was muggy outside, but we had some clouds move on in, kind of help knock us off a little bit too. 92 degrees was what we topped at this afternoon. 73 was this morning's low. A trace of precipitation officially when the almanac came out. I know we've had a little bit of a shower roll on through since then. So we're sitting just above 4 inches still, where we should be for this time of year. Above, that is our average, not below. Tonight's forecast, 73 degrees. We'll still have those clouds sticking around, and the humidity is really going to start to move on in, really going throughout tonight into tomorrow. And unfortunately into your weekend ahead of our next system, or several systems, I should say. Winds will be out of the southwest, pretty calm overall. Highs for tomorrow, again, we'll be right near 90 degrees. Winds still out of the southwest. All that Gulf of Mexico moisture is really going to start moving on up. What I mean by that is the mid-level moisture, so about 10,000 feet above the ground, not exactly at the surface. It's still muggy here overall. And we'll have some thunderstorms still trying to form and rolling on through. Here's those little showers we've had over the past couple hours. Again, those have diminished. That's really all we had today as well. Had a few rumbles of thunder county over the state line, but nothing really to note. Now we're going to start to fill on, the radar is really going to start to fill in as we go on into the next several days. As again, that cold front starts to approach, as well as we kind of get this upper level high to start diminishing. Remember, when you have a high pressure overhead, that really just kind of is like a lid on shower activity. When that lid goes away, we can start to boil, and I don't mean heat-wise, I mean with shower activity. Future radar tonight will clear on out, and then going into tomorrow, again, tomorrow morning, clear. Tomorrow about midday to the afternoon hours, we're going to start to see showers down to our south and to our west, and then those will move on up. And remember, this is just one model, so we could have a heavier shower setup to our northwest or to our southeast or right over us. Wherever we do see a shower pop up, it's going to be able to start tapping into some of that moisture, so we could have some heavy downpours, and we're still likely to pick up a couple inches of rain after all is said and done. Satellite outside right now. There is the leading edge of that cool front sinking to the south and to the east. Just now got into the northern half of the state. Some shower activity as well. It's going to be impacting that. I'm not really talking about that here, though. We overall remain relatively clear for the day, kind of in a slot between clouds down to the south and clouds on up to the north. Maybe some high clouds is all we could expect again moving on in this weekend. Again, that tropical air mass starts to move overhead. Flash flooding really won't be a concern here. That'd be mainly off to our east and Overall, though, we still could pick up, again, a couple inches of rain. And you've heard me mention this, too, and we're going to get a little sciencey here for a second. Tropical air mass. What does that mean? Well, I want you to ignore all this other stuff over here. Don't matter about that. I tried photoshopping it out, but I'm not great at Photoshop. What I want you to pay attention to is the red line and the green line. And this is as you're going up in the atmosphere. So right here, we're looking at about 35,000 feet. You see how the red line and the green line aren't really together? That's kind of a drier air mass. But down near the surface here, the surface is all the way at the bottom, how these two are right next to each other, that means you're saturated. It means they probably had some showers. This came from southern Florida, so they did have showers today. Tropical air mass, these two lines are parallel basically all the way up in the atmosphere, so you have a lot of moisture that's very, very thick, and that's what we're expecting to move on in as we go into the weekend. The good news is temperatures will be down in the 80s on into next week. Getting a couple inches likely to fall over the weekend, so looking a little dreary, and we'll get back to normal as we go into the middle portions of next week.